Hey!
Hey,
GM,
we're
GM!
here, GM. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, or wherever you are in the world. What's up to you guys? And welcome to everyone who's here with us today, who is here on our Discord, on our different socials. Hello, everyone. I'm your host for today. I'm Munchies, and I'm with this beautiful person right here.
My name is Beebs, your marketing associate of YGG Filipinas, and I'm very excited
Oh
for
man,
this event,
me
Munchies.
too, bro.
I'm
I'm
so
just super
very hyped
excited.
right now.
I want to ask, why are you so hyped today, Gibbs?
One thing's for sure. This is this is the first game that introduced me on Web3. Actually.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
But and for now, we cannot on our guild, we cannot sleep without this game. Without
Oh,
playing this game, bro. We need to play it even if it is 2v2 or 3v3, even if it's not a 4v4 match, we need to play this game before sleeping,
bro.
bro.
I think not just your team or not just your guild, but also my guild
Yes,
is
that's for
playing
sure.
this
That is for sure.
day by day night shift. Even if it's 2 in the morning, I'll ask everyone, "Hey, you want to play some Sparkball?" And people are just yes, press one if you want to play Sparkball, and people are just joining the lobbies, creating some lobbies, and I think that's why this game is such a wonderful game and an exciting game to talk to because a lot of people right now are really good at playing this game, and I'm also excited because you know what, Bibs, we have a super duper mega
Ooh.
special guest for tonight because tonight we will be a lot of our community will ask a lot of questions for sure, asking different type of question what's happening with this game, and for sure this person or our special guest will be answering these questions directly coming from him. And are you excited, brother?
Yes, sir. And of course, for our community out there, if you have some questions for this game and for the man himself, don't hesitate to drop it in our text on our Discord. That's event chat. And to our viewers on our socials, don't hesitate also to drop your comments here on Facebook and Twitter. And we'll
Yeah,
be
that's
doing
right.
that later on.
Yeah, perfect. And also a quick announcement: this upcoming Thursday, don't forget to join us on our Crypto Fiesta. And for sure, we will see our most beautiful and most handsome host again, Kuya
Yes,
Kems.
sir.
And I'm not sure who will be hosting with Kuya Kems, but I miss this. I miss those two every time.
Wow.
Yeah,
Same. I miss those two, those legends.
and do you think should we start? Should we
Yeah, maybe.
introduce?
Yeah, I think our community is very pumped right now on our
Be-
guest for tonight.
Before I introduce this person, can I have can you guys press one if you guys are ready for
Let's
our
go.
AMA tonight with our special guest? I mean, if you are hearing us, our special guest, don't make us English too hard because our nose can spill anytime soon.
Man, even our guest is very excited to meet. I'm
Yeah,
so
let's
really.
go. He's super
Let's
excited
go.
to see
I'm
how our
seeing
community.
typing one on
No,
our.
he's also typing one in our chat. So you know
Let's go.
the
Let's go.
feeling, of when you have some special guest and
Yeah.
he's so cool with what we do. Like, oh man, we should have a drink after this.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So let's dive into it, Bibs. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Okay, guys. I want to introduce this guy to you, or this person to you, to everyone who's watching from Facebook, from Twitter, to all our socials here on Discord. Hindi ko napapatagalin pa. I will not make it long, but let us all welcome none other than the visionary himself behind this game, Sparkball, the CEO of Sparkball. Let us all welcome Chandler.
Hey, Chandler
What's
is
up, brother?
back.
You guys buttered me up way too hard on that right there. I don't know what's going on here. But,
I
thank
know
you. Thank you.
our community is very excited and they have a lot of questions for you, Chandler. So you better be ready.
I'm ready.
For
I think the
that.
only thing I noticed was Munchie's called Bibbs handsome a couple times, but he didn't say anything about me. That's the only thing I'm
yeah.
wondering about. I don't know.
Match is why you didn't call Chandler handsome. I think there's a higher than a handsome.
I mean,
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
No?
So right now, I think the community is asking if Chandler is single. You know.
I am not. I'm definitely
he's
not.
He's not.
Definitely
Sorry,
not. No.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry,
Definitely
guys.
not.
Sorry, guys.
That's, sorry.
I mean, but before we dive into our questions, Chandler, let's let's have a brief introduction. Can you like tell us a bit about your background and
Yeah.
how you got started into the gaming industry?
Yeah, so I am Chandler Tomlinson. I'm the CEO of Optigames, which is the company behind Sparkball. I started work on Sparkball 9 years ago now, which is always crazy to say out loud. Started as just like a hobby. Hey, let's make a video game. It's probably pretty fun to do. It can't be that hard. It's really hard.
It's
It takes
really
a lot
hard,
of time and a
for
lot of
sure.
money. Like it is way harder than you would ever imagine. But it's the best decision I ever made. It's been super fun 9 years, lots of ups and downs, but a lot of ups for sure. But my background, don't come from gaming. I was a consultant before all of this, so did that for several years. Had enough money and time on my hands to make the game and pulled it off. And now we're here. But it's been a blast. Great to be here.
Nice, that's fantastic. And I mean, just thinking about what you said earlier, like you just thought about it. Let's start a game and.
Well, okay. So for context, I've always wanted to make video games. Always.
Oh.
So there's like some forum posts of me. I think I was 12 years old. I want to say trying to make an MMO for free, which is the dumbest idea ever.
An MMO.
But yeah, I mean, there's
Wow.
just so many posts of me like as a young kid trying to make video games, and I always wanted to, and I eventually went to school for it. And I'm sure, like a lot of people, you take your first programming class, and you're like, yeah, never mind. Turns out I don't want to do any of this. This is way too hard for me. This is not me. And then just got lucky, had a good enough job that I had time to kind of pursue my passions, and finally did it. Finally bit the bullet, and glad I did, obviously.
Yep, and we're already here. Sparkball is on the near of releasing the Zero Lunch. Starting from just a hobby, turning into a Zero Lunch soon. So, all right. So maybe we can now start our conversation since we already talked about Zero Lunch. So for our new viewers here, on our new members on our community, maybe Chandler, you can discuss or talk about what are the details about the Zero Lunch on Sparkball.
Yeah, so we call it Season Zero, and the entire idea behind this is for anyone that's been kind of known us for a while now, is we launched a couple early access events last year where we basically let everybody come in through like a Friday through Monday event, and we called this Ascension Weekend last year. And it was a ton of fun, and we loved it. We had matchmaking live, we had tournaments. It was so fun. But one of the things we targeted last year was we basically targeted all Web 2 players. It's about 95% of our audience was Web 2. And that was cool. That was very validating. It was very exciting for me to play with like all these traditional esports teams and influencers. But what we realized is that didn't mean any Web3 traffic, and basically no one in Web3 actually cared, for lack of a better term.
I mean, I love that part when you say that a lot of Web2 players playing this game, because your game is really unique in terms of I mean, I play a lot of Dota and League of Legends and stuff like that. You know the feeling of excitement when you play a game.
Yep.
Not thinking about the income or is there an income about it. I just played it. I just want to share it with the community.
And I appreciate that. And I think, like, obviously, like, I would much rather be in our position where we can get Web 2 gamers, but we struggle to get Web 3 gamers than the other way around. Like, I would much rather be in that position. But I think what we realized after that event last year is we walked away with a lot of lessons learned. And I think what we realized was that having our foot in both doors, like trying to make Web 3 people happy, trying to make Web 2 people happy, at the same time doesn't really work out that well, and you just end up making sacrifices on both fronts. And so what we realized with Season 0 is like, hey, let's actually embrace Web3 right now. Like everybody in Web3 has been really, really good to us. Like it's been a great space. I'm a huge fan just like as an indie developer and someone who really is passionate about community and doing the things that you guys do. I'm all about it. And so what we realized is like, hey, let's embrace it this time around. Let's do, you know, the questing and let's do the airdrops and let's, you know, talk about our Web3 plans openly, because that's not something we did last year because we didn't want to alienate the Web2 gamers.
Yeah.
And so the way that I always describe this, I'm going to bring it up because I want to make sure I say it right, is we went from being a Web2 game that happens to have Web3 elements to now a game so good that traditional gamers actively want to engage with the Web3 elements. So it's like, look, rather than trying to hide the Web3 elements and everything, just be like, no, guys, the game is so good, you're going to be okay with it. You're just going to fight it. And obviously we'll talk about kind of how we're integrating Web3 and what that looks like. But Season 0 is basically like the culmination of, okay, lessons learned. This is how we're going to do it. So this will be our biggest play test yet. We've got a ton of stuff planned. The questing campaign is going to be dropping here in a few weeks, and just super excited. If you've never played, like playing Sparkball is fun. Like I'm the same way. Like I play at midnight. Like I'm waiting for everybody to get online. I'm waiting for everybody to pop on. But when matchmaking is active, everything changes. Playing against people of your even skill level and trying to get better and better and better, that's when it just becomes like you can't stop. So I'm excited for it for sure.
Nice. I mean, when I'm hearing the word Sparkball, my face automatically smiles.
Wow.
That makes me, you have absolutely no idea. So it's funny you mentioned that. So this is exactly what we're going for. I mean, we have the whole like let's play Sparkball thing, and our goal, and I talk about this a lot, is we want to make a game that people log off happier than when they log off. And much as I know you play Dota, I'm a League player. Like Lord knows nobody logs off those games happy.
Oh yeah,
we walk away and we're just upset, we're toxic, we're angry at the world. And every time I walk away from Sparkball, I'm happy, I'm smiling. Yeah. And we got kind of lucky, but there's a lot of like small decisions that we made in order to make a happy game. And so, yeah, it honestly makes me really, really happy to know that like what you just said, it means a lot.
I think actually there's a one time that when I was sleeping, I actually heard "Let's play Sparkball." that man, whoever that man is, you appeared on my dreams. Yeah,
it's Rivington. For anybody who's an old for anyone who's an old League of Legends player, it's one of the original League of Legends casters.
Oh, that's serious.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Play Sparkball.
Let's play Sparkball. Like even my guildmates, like Boy Puso, one of my core leaders. So when we're playing Sparkball, he will just before the game start, he will say that word. Let's play Sparkball. Like, it's in our head, bro.
I love it. I'm brainwashing everybody.
Yeah.
That's the secret right now.
For sure.
That's a good move. With that
I like it,
Chandler. And to all our new people that just came in or doesn't know about Sparkball yet, like, can you just give us a quick overview of what the game is all about and like what makes it unique when it comes to Web3 or Web2 aspects?
Yeah, it's a great question. So Sparkball's a 4v4 usually, like Bib said, you can play with less players. We call it a sports brawler, or we call it League of Legends meets Rocket League or FIFA, but you kill each other. We've got like a lot of different descriptions based on like what sticks with somebody. But it's pretty simple. You pick a hero, you load onto a map, you try to grab the ball, and you try to shoot the ball in different objectives, usually a tower or a goal. And the entire game revolves around the idea of like, can you balance what we call ballin' and brawlin'? Do you know when to fight, and do you know when to play the ball? And doing both of those at the same time is what makes a really, really good player. But it's this really intense back and forth. It's super quick. Each match is about 10 to 15 minutes long usually. So it goes very quick. It's very refreshing. It feels super quick. I think that's by far the best description I can give about it, is that your brain will be moving 100 miles an hour the entire game.
Yeah.
And so you get that kind of dopamine rush in it. And I always describe it as it feels like you're playing a real sport. It is the closest to playing a real sport that I've ever felt in a video game. And for anyone wondering, like, I think we get a lot of comparisons to games like Mario Strikers or Omega Strikers or like NBA Jam or NFL Blitz, if anyone's ever played those. And I think the way that I always end up describing Sparkball is there's a lot of games out there that are 80% sports and 20% combat. So it's essentially a sports game where you're just kind of beating up on each other. And I think Sparkball is the first game that's ever 80% combat and 20% sports. And that's what took us 9 years. Like, I'm not exaggerating. That's what took us 9 years to figure out. But we solved it, and now it works. So, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I would say this game is one of the polished and one of the smoothest game I played here in Web3, I think. And for me myself, I have no complaints. I have no side comments or whatever. But maybe just me being good in the game. Sorry. And you're talking about 15 minutes per game. Maybe if you played with me, I can finish it in 5 minutes.
Maybe you will lose on that match, bro. That's why.
Okay. I gotta put everyone in their place on this every single time because every single team shows up to us and goes, "Okay, we're gonna take on the devs, and we've been practicing a lot, and we got you, and we are still undefeated."
Yeah, bro. I actually watched the show match between our team and then the team of Sparkball.
Mhm.
Bro, they absolutely dominated our team.
Really?
We can't even spark, bro.
Yeah, we had to
can't
switch
even-
teams. We had to switch teams after.
we had to switch him in order to beat each other.
Yeah.
I
That's
know.
insane.
Come on in, Munchies. We're ready for
Yeah.
it. Yeah, we got you.
All right.
Time to
Sparkball
brawl. Yeah.
But we don't lose. I don't see us losing for at least another few months at least. So.
Let's go.
We'll wait. We'll wait for that event. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
speaking of event, right, Manjis, we actually have a lot of upcoming events here on Sparkball, right, Chandler? And maybe you can tell us more about the events that we must look forward to. Yeah. Maybe some tournaments or community events like that.
Yeah, so over the next few weeks, we do community game nights all the time. So there's just people streaming, not internal to us. We will be spinning those up soon. But yeah, if you're in a community, we always just tell you, like, reach out to us, hey, we got a community with gamers. We want to play. Cool. We'll get you set up on a game night and play. I know a lot of groups are starting to run some tournaments. We had a really fun one with Lizard Lounge, the ETH Lizards guys, yesterday or Saturday. Ton of fun. I think we had 16 teams. Ton of fun. And then there's another tournament with Paladins DAO this weekend. So I think it's either Friday or Saturday to tune into. I think it's another 16 teams. So really good time. If you ever want to see like competitive Sparkball, highly recommend tuning in there because it's a completely different game. In competitive, so it's a ton of fun.
Maybe we can take some notes on the players and maybe
there you go. Well, that's what I was referring to with Munchies is the winning team of that tournament played us afterwards.
Ooh.
It was about 5 minutes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it's I gotta let it be known. But I mean, there's just always streams and events and stuff going on. And this is technically a good segue. I believe there's a link shared in the chat. About a form that we have given out about participation badges. So all of the events, all of the big events that we do, we hand out badges that are going to be used in our upcoming questing campaign that's launching here in a few weeks, which is obviously the big event to talk about. But yeah, check out that form. The code word is Max. You see, if you watch the last YGG Hangout stream, Max already made an appearance. I don't know if he's going to make an appearance.
Yes, sir.
But the code word is Max. So yeah, check out that form. It's just a quick badge to watch in. But yeah, every event you go to with us, you can usually get a badge, so highly recommend paying attention to that. But yeah, big launches here in a few weeks with questing. That's when we'll kind of activate everybody, and that's when you should really start paying attention for sure.
Nice. We're super excited about that, Chandler. And I remember last week we have this guild show matches also here in YGG, and we had also guild banter. We're in this different guild are just trash talking while playing to each other, and like, I mean, me myself, I'm super hot that time because they're trash talking me.
I have something to tell you, Chandler. Munchies is the MVP on that game.
Okay.
So that's why he's flexing. He's low-key flexing.
So much.
I like it. I'm ready for it. No, let's play after this. Yeah.
I mean, guys, if you guys don't know, Chandler just woken up, and
it doesn't matter.
With his special time, and later we will be playing with him, like, wow, bro, hands down to you, hands down. I mean, just a side question, Chandler. When you started, I mean, you love Sparkball and you're playing for sure a lot of Sparkball. Like, what's your favorite character, if I may ask?
I've been playing Inna for probably 6 or 7 years now. She's
What?
the oldest. Yeah, she's the oldest character in the game. She's been around forever. So I've been playing that character for 6 or 7 years. But lately, it's been Hot Paws.
Hot Paws.
I'm a big Hot Paws fan.
Bib's favorite.
Yeah, my
Yes,
favorite
sir.
part of the game. There's starting to be people that are mechanically better at the game than me, which is depressing. But I'm getting older. Like I don't have the hands, and I don't have the hands anymore. And I like Hot Paws. He just plays the game. Like he plays the entire game in a really unique way. So I like Hot Paws right now.
And
I actually
do you have,
like.
go.
Yeah, I actually liked Hot Paws because of his skills. But when Chandler taught us what are the what do you call that? A story behind Hot Paws, how cute he is. That's why I liked him more, bro.
Yeah,
Hot
so for
Paws-
anyone who doesn't know, so Hot Paws is a giant volcanic rock something. I don't really know. And he's on fire, but he just wants to make friends. So he just wants to give people hugs, but he can't. So it's just it's a story we all know. It's we all can identify with that. Being on fire. But I'm very much looking forward to when we have voice lines in for Hot Paws.
Nice. And who's your most hated character if you're playing?
Bruce Pandor, I think.
Yeah. Zeke is by far my least favorite character. I yell at our lead designer Noai to nerf him every single day. But I think by far the most chronically hated is Snooker. I think we talked about this last match where I always say this because I think it's so important. One of our chief creative officer, Matt Dunn, said something really important to me. He said, a character doesn't have to be for everyone, but everyone has to have a character. And so my favorite thing about Snooker is 90% of people hate him. Just absolutely hate him, hate playing against him. Just it's the worst. But 10% of the people are just like, this is the best character I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And that's
Manchis
exactly
will now
what we-
use that when he challenged you, Chandler.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready. Yeah.
I think it's like a different personality with different gamers, right? Because people have their main characters, and like, do you want to be support? Do you want to be a tank? Do you want to be a killer, a hitter, or a range player? So I think that's where Snooker comes in. Like one of my guild teammates or guild members loves using that character Snooker, and what I love about him is the ultimate, like the 8-ball just going down and smashing everyone. Like, I mean, how did you come up with this crazy ideas, Chandler? Like, I mean, a truck.
Actually, a janitor, an actual janitor in game, bro.
An actual janitor in game, like,
there's two of them. They're brothers. They're actually brothers for what it's worth.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Funny enough, we get asked this a lot of like, how do you think of some of this stuff? And I think one of the things I really wanted to do early on with the IP was basically take occupations, like jobs, and make them like magical and like how would this person fight? And there's a show called Scrubs that had Dr. Yanni Tor, like Dr. Janitor, and he was the janitor. And I said, okay, well, what would a janitor look like if he had magical powers? And what would he do? And like, okay, well, it's like I don't want to attack people with swords. I want to attack people with brooms and mops. And so that's kind of how the characters start. And it was the same thing with Snooker. It was like, yo, let's make this pool playing robot that's literally a pool ball, and just make all the pool stuff. So I think that's by far one of the biggest strengths about our IP, is we can do literally whatever we want, like literally whatever we want, and it works totally fine. And I'll do it. And I'm happy. By the way, I still owe you guys some copies. This is not. We actually have a book out, and I don't care. We don't make any money off selling this book, so I don't really care. You don't have to go buy the book. But I will happily send anybody some copies if you DM me. Mine. If you dig into this, the stories are so fun, and you like really, you start to get attached to the characters. And I think that's what's really, really important to us. Is I don't think people fully value how important character attachment is in a hero shooter or a MOBA game like this. So again, I don't make any money on the book. I don't care if you buy it, but let me know if you want a copy because I'd love to send you one because it's just fun. It's just fun and there's characters like that all over our world.
Just hearing this stuff, like not just having the game, but having a story within the game is something to, something that you really put your time and effort into. Like just thinking of what should be the storyline of this character, what should be the storyline of this character. It's such an amazing job of you yourself as the CEO. Like how do you have a dream? Do you have dreamt about this? Do you have where do you get these ideas from?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's definitely not just me. We've had some absolutely brilliant creative people come in and help. I mentioned Matt earlier. Matt is like one of the original writers of like Kindred, Echo, Pike, Ornn, like all of the big famous League of Legends characters. So he knows a thing or two about writing good characters, obviously. But I think like there was a very distinct moment where I had a lot of these characters created, and then we started bringing in the full team, like Matt, and then we also brought in Edmundo Sanchez, who's a monster, Dr. Mundo, for any of the league players, literally Dr. Mundo. Yeah, he's the guy who made him. And those guys just took everything to a complete next level. I think I had this vision in my head of like, what do these characters look like? What does this world look like? And I just kept saying, it has to be like a very optimistic world that's very goofy and very happy, and people are just friends. And I think, you mentioned the trash talk earlier, and I think that's one of my favorite part is I've just seen people get so intense and yelling at each other, but it's the funny yelling. And I think that's what to me is like, that's what makes a competitive game to me. And the example I always give is Super Smash Brothers. So anybody that's ever played Super Smash Brothers, you get Falcon punched off a ledge. You're mad about it at first, but then you laugh. And that's everything that we do in Sparkball. We just want people to smile and be happy. And beyond just making money and making a fun game and having people play our game, our goal is to I want people to remember Sparkball as like, this was a game that made my life better. Like I was happier after that game, and it's made my life better 100%. And so I want everybody to kind of feel that same way too.
Oh, someone's calling. But on our team, on our guild, whenever we're playing, I actually had to record it for the content. But whenever I play it, bro, all you hear is our shouting, our comms. Oh, shoot it, bro, like that. And I had to lower their volume in order to hear the game. But that's how fun the game was. If the players are shouting, or if the players are giving some comms but they are shouting, and you can feel or hear they are enjoying the game, bro, you cannot tell it's a Web3 game in that part. We just had to enjoy that.
Yeah, I think there's, I grew up in what I would call like the golden age of gaming. And what I mean by that is it's like when League of Legends first came out, it's when WoW first came out, it's when Counter-Strike first came out. And I always describe this period as the discovery of gaming. Because I remember the first time playing World of Warcraft and everybody was just like mind blown. Like, oh my God, let's all do this together. Let's adventure together. Let's explore this new world together. We're all in this together. And I think when you look at gaming right now, like it's the complete opposite. It's just the polar opposite. And I think like gaming had such a distinct impact on me growing up. Like I am the person that I am today because of the friends and the relationships that I made in gaming. And I worry about that right now. I don't have any kids, but like, how do you not look at like the kids growing up in gaming and kind of panic a little of like, uh-oh, is this the type of people we're raising right now? And I think it's like, I want someone else to experience the same things I did when I grew up. In that gaming piece, and I think that's where we came up with a lot of what we're doing, where it's all about finding your spark and finding what makes you special. And I think that's something we just want to hammer home over and over again.
I mean, for sure, if I'll be getting a baby in the future.
Wow!
so you guys were talking about my leaks. Now we got Munchie's leaking information.
Yeah, Manchis, you can have 3 kids, and then both of you guys will play Sparkball. That's your dream game, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, that's inspiring. hearing your stories, knowing what you want to do before, and now you're doing it as a CEO of this game, letting people or showing people how they can smile playing these different games. Like right now, what are you excited more about Sparkball? I mean, it's 9 years already, right? I know that there's a lot of things happened already for that 9 years. What do you think are the challenges? And so my first question is, what are the challenges that you go through on that 9 years, and what are your future goals for or excited about?
Yeah, that's a loaded question. 'Cause there's been a
Sorry about
lot
that.
of stuff going on in 9 years. I think, I'm not going to be able to adequately, because it's way too early. I'm not fully awake and I haven't thought about it long enough
No
to kind of
worries.
like describe this succinctly. But I always say that our company's gone through several phases, and I think the first phase was like the first 5 or 6 years where I was basically just working on this by myself with a bunch of random internet people. And I always say that this was like the lack of knowledge phase. This was me having absolutely no idea how to make a video. And I made so many mistakes, just no idea what to do. It was just learning as I go. And then we entered what I call like the lack of passion or the lack of building phase, which is we raised our first bit of money and we hired pretty much like 30 people from Riot, Bungie, Blizzard, and just like these people who made these powerhouse games. And this is no disrespect to those people at all, but there's a huge difference between making League of Legends and making an indie game like Sparkball. There's just a massive difference. So while these people are insanely talented, they don't really fit like the culture and the indie piece. And then we shifted down to about 8 people, which is about what the team is right now. We've been 8 people for about a year and a half now, and I'm going to call this like the lack of resources phase. We're just kind of like scraping by, like constantly, like let's make the game as great as we can for the amount of resources we have. And I think we survived. And we lived through a couple bear markets. We lived through Luna. We lived through FTX. Like we lived through all of this stuff. We lived through, in a way, launching with the wrong strategy. Because when we launched Web 2.5, that was theoretically, the wrong strategy. And so we've been through a lot of challenges, but we're here. And we have this absolutely incredible game that we're excited to show the world to. And it's all lessons learned. I think we call ourselves Optigames specifically because of optimism. Because we're kind of known for everything that hits us. We just like, okay, cool. We'll figure out how to use this. So there's what I'm most excited about. I talked about it at the start of the call. It's just the feeling of seeing someone play your game and have fun is just, it's impossible to replicate. It is the best feeling in the world. And I think we had 5,000 players for our last early access event. I think we're going to have way more than 5,000 this time around.
That's for sure.
And it's just so exciting. It feels like 9 years of my life culminating on like a moment. It just feels surreal, So I don't know how I can be excited about anything else other than that. I'm just like, everybody come play. Just come play. That's all I care about.
You're so patient, Chandler. That's 9 years.
No, I'm not. That's called forced patience. That's called forced patience. It's not
That's forced patience. So I mean, I think the goal of Chandler here is to just let everyone be happy on playing different games. Like I think that's what he wants to say to our community. Like in the future, a lot of more people will be having so much fun playing Sparkball. Maybe in the future we'll be having some emoticons in the game, like trash talk emoticons, where you killed someone, when you go and there will be a loser sign that will pops up. I don't know.
Hit C next time you're in game.
Ooh.
You guys didn't know about that?
I know that. That's the paint, right? That's the paint, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the paint one, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know that, Manchis? Oh my god.
I didn't use it yet, I think. I think I'm so focused on hitting the goal, that's why.
Oh, you're more focused on goaling rather than trash talking.
Boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
But speaking of in-game characters, actually our community asked if in the zero launch, or if the season 0 starts, are the 2 locked characters will be playable on the start of the launch? Yeah. No.
Sorry. there's not a fun answer at the end of that one. They're just not done.
All right.
They're just not.
But
done.
here's one thing. Actually, I am one of the OG members that minted the first skin of
Good question.
Kana, right?
Yeah.
So are you going to release another skin of these characters? One of these
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
Uy!
So I'll talk about two
Hey,
things.
hey, hey.
Yeah, I'll talk about two things on there. And actually, technically, this is elite, guys, but I don't think I've talked about
Woo!
this.
More leaks.
Yeah. So we will have some unlocks as part of season 0. So there will be some skins. I don't want to spoil it, but there might be a rideable taco at some point. So people are gonna be riding tacos around at some point
Woo!
during season 0.
Hey.
There will be some unlocks in terms of the NFT. Ascended Kana will be a skin.
All right.
Now,
right.
people with the NFT will automatically get it, no problem. You can also unlock it during season 0. That said, I always like to take this moment right here. Do not go buy our old NFTs. Please do not go waste your money on these. We are remaking them. We're burning them.
Yep.
We're getting rid of them. I talked about this already when we launched last year. We launched Web 2.5, and that meant we hardly focused on those at all. And we're sorry to everyone that did go buy those and did spend money on those. We are going to make it up to you. Like, we have a bunch of stuff planned that it will be all part of our questing campaign, but don't go buy them. They're effectively valueless right now. There's going to be ways to get the stuff that they give. But yeah, I always like to mention that specifically of like, we have stuff coming. We have stuff that, you can go buy and get excited about. But don't do that. I don't want you to waste your money.
Do you know what month it will go?
Probably sometime next month.
Sometime next
Sometime
I
next
thought you'll just answer it directly. So
if I knew. I mean, I think that the really difficult part with questing and everything right now is, one, everything that we come up with, we get so excited about. We're like, okay, well, this has to be part of season 0 now, and then so like the timelines push a little bit. And then the second part is things just take a long time, and there's a lot of moving parts. And I think our biggest concern is when we launch season 0, we have to make absolute sure that like we had every barrel loaded, everything ready to go of like that moment, because this is kind of like everything's led up to this, and so we can't rush anything, for lack of a better term. So hopefully next month is when a lot of this stuff comes out, but it's going to be perfect. Like, that's my thing is I always try to have a super high quality bar. And I want to make sure whatever we release to the public is going to be like everybody's ready for it. So hopefully next month.
I mean, it's just like the game Sparkball, guys. When we played it, it's so smooth already. So for sure, when the update comes in, everything will be ready and will be smoother than ever. All these new characters, all these new NFTs will be coming up. So guys, always follow, or if you're not yet following Sparkball on Twitter, you should follow them. I mean, not
follow
Twitter,
them
X.
right now. But again, there's actually a one community member asked if there's a character that can counter crowd controls, because man, every character cannot counter hot boss. I know that.
You're right, bro.
That's why they're asking when ban hot boss.
It's so interesting. I think I talked about this on another space last week. Hot Paws is the lowest tier character in what we call our sweaty games. By like, nobody thinks Hot Paws is good in like the very, very competitive community we have, but every other community thinks Hot Paws is the greatest. Like, is so overpowered, he's impossible. So it's really interesting that everybody mentions that. I mean, this is not me trying to be rude, but dodge. Like move out of the way. I don't know how else to say it.
I think that's a good answer, right?
Yeah, I think there's.
Dodge.
Yeah, I mean, if you really, really want to dodge, Kana Q technically immunes a couple of the stuns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think as funny as it is just saying dodge. I think one thing that people, I don't want to say fail to realize, but you're just going to learn over time, is that however good you think you are at the game right now, you can be way better. And I think like people like all the time we'll be playing with someone who's like, yeah, I have 5 hours in the game right now. And then we show them something and they're like, oh, and it completely changes how they play the game and everything changes. And so there's so much hidden depth to positioning and aiming and where you're running and are you mounted up or not, or like what time do you do this at, that if you're having problem with crowd control, just work on your positioning. That's not me trying to be like, oh, a skill check or anything like that. But like check your positioning because you shouldn't be getting hit all the time. I'll put it that way.
Yep.
I mean,
And
don't use spacebar aggressively. That is actually going to be. That is actually
that's the correct answer.
Okay, I have 2 recommendations for new players here. The first one is always be auto attacking. There's hardly any penalty to auto attack, so hold left mouse button all the time. You're going to do way more damage. And the second one is I see so many people spacebar to grab the ball or spacebar to do damage, and then they're out of position, and then you're going to get hit with C. The moment anybody uses spacebar, you'll hear our comms immediately go, no space on so-and-so, and then we all jump in. So it's like Flash if you played League. So stop using spacebar, everybody. Use it to run. Don't use it to go in.
You're saying something, Manchis?
Oh no. I mean, I'm just asking Chandler if he also play football because there's a football scene.
Oh, kind.
Yeah, I play basketball way more than I play football.
Let me add something on aside from what Chandler said. There on our zero lunch, when the season 0 lunch, I know there's a guild or community that will a meta crafters, what you call them, right? The thing is, even if you know the character, you didn't know what's the potential behind that. So I think I know that there will be a guild or community that will pull the potential of that character, and maybe they can cancel those crowd controls, or maybe they can counter crowd control. So yeah, we're expecting much in this season 0, and we're looking forward to see some metas. Maybe we can see what's the low keyest hero right now, Rustandor. Maybe that Rustandor
He's getting a rework. He's getting a rework right now. Yeah. So
Nice.
it's in progress. There's a lot of cool stuff we can do with him, and we're trying to figure it out. But yeah, I think like it happens in League all the time. We only have 12 heroes, and it still happens in Sparkball. Well, people will come in and be like, "Yo, did you guys buff so and so? They're so strong, like they're just way overpowered. You overbuffed them." We're like, we didn't even touch them. And people realize that like it's just learning different stuff about each character on how they interact. And I think one of the things that I think like gets people really excited is when they realize that a lot of the abilities, while they don't directly affect the ball, they direct people. And so you start seeing these combos of like, oh, you're pushing people out of the way to score the ball, or you're putting down stuns, or like janitor toilet, for anybody who doesn't know, as soon as it knocks it up, you can actually shoot the ball under people. So it's stuff like that people have no idea about. There's a million things.
Character jumps, you can just slide the ball. Okay.
What? I didn't know that, bro.
No.
Hey, babes, don't be noisy.
I'm taking notes, bro. I'm taking notes. All right, one question from our community again.
Yep.
And where can we watch or learn some tips and tricks in playing Sparkball? Because I think there's a trailer but on the game, but there's actually none of our community members actually produce some tips and tricks guide in playing Sparkball.
Yeah, it's a great question. So first of all, I would say, and this is not me like plugging myself, but anything that is like a tournament where I'm involved or casting, I do like tips and coaching the entire time because my goal is obviously get everybody better at Sparkball. So if you ever watch any content we do, I'm going to talk about it from a lens of like, hey, here's the things that you can do. Here's how you can get better. Prior to season 0, we're going to have like full guides out. We did character guides last year. We'll do them again this year. So they'll have like build breakdowns from like our really, really good players. And would start there. And then we'll also have like a document, which is like the toilet stuff, like people would never know about. So the thing that I always recommend everyone going to season 0, everyone playing the game, is go try to find a competitive match of Sparkball to watch. It's going to take you 15-20 minutes, and you're going to learn so much about how people position and how people play. That is the best thing that you can do. It's just, I always say, what does good Sparkball look like? Figure that out, and then you can match what good Sparkball is.
Nice. And that's good, right? Like and I remember one of my community said, hey Munchies, why should we not create a tournament for Sparkball in our guild? Like, so this upcoming August, Chandler, I might be doing some tournaments on our guild, and I'll be inviting all the communities in YGG
For real?
to join
What?
that. It's kind of leaked for everyone,
You're
but
sharing some links right here,
I'll be starting. I started the document already, and we'll be having the tournament this coming August 3rd week. So watch that one. And
Yeah, let me know when you guys do it. I think one of the things we're trying to do on that as well is all of the kind of early tournament winners. We're gonna try to do a big tournament the week of early access, the week of season 0, of all of the winning teams coming together.
Nah.
Oh,
So whoever
Very
spits out
big
and wins
event.
that one will be in the big one, and that'll be like real money, like
I feel
real
like
prizes and money.
Sparkball is getting into esports.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, of course, yeah.
Mhm. Like talking about esports, Chandler. Like what are your plans for
Yeah.
esports on this?
Yeah,
one?
so I talk about this a lot because it's a really interesting case that I think people are surprised to find out at the very least.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
we hosted a big esports tournament last year before early access, and it had Cloud9, Team Liquid,
Yep.
Fnatic, G2, just everybody,
What?
and it was insane. It was a huge moment for me because like I'm a big esports person, obviously,
Uh-huh.
and it was really cool. And while it was a super fun event, we hardly gained any players from it. And what we learned in that moment is like, hey, look, this is super, it gives us credibility because these people are playing our game. For the record, we did not have to pay them much to do that. So it was like very validating to me of like, they just liked it, which is really cool for us. That said, we're not doing that again. It makes no sense. It's just not super economical. Instead, what was super fun and what by far did better for us was we hosted a tournament with the top 50 players from our matchmaking ladder after early access. That was way more interesting. That was way more competitive. That was way more fun to watch. And so I think, we kind of already knew this if you've ever seen like Overwatch and how they just tried to like, buy esports. That doesn't work. So I think for us, we just want to be very, very organic. We just want to give the community the tools to have esports, the tools to run tournaments. We already have a fully working spectator mode, for example, that works pretty good.
We love that.
We're working on a replay system now. So for us as developers, it's just like, look, let's give people the tools and the encouragement and sponsor as much as we can. We gave, part of the prize pool to the ETH Blizzard tournament. We're giving part of the prize pool to Paladin. So we just want organic. I think Sparkball is naturally an esport game. People naturally want to compete in it. People naturally want to play with their friends. How do we make sure we enable that, essentially? And then, of course, that will grow into real esports because why would it not? And of course, I'm super excited about that.
And speaking of esport match, we actually have a tournament. A show match last Friday, right, Manchis?
Yeah, last Friday. Yep. Last Friday.
And maybe we can show it to Chandler and to our community how intense that game and how enjoyable Sparkball is. And maybe you can give some tips and tricks to our players.
All right, let's. I haven't seen this yet. There, you just saw the hot pause knock away combo. So hot pause knocks him out of the way and throws the ball.
There's a skirmish going on the bottom side, and Frenzy goes down. Now Bibbs once again still just holding the ball, just really baiting here. All good in the hood, and everyone.
so
Oh, that's my guild.
Wait, is that Gabby?
That was a good pass from Bibbs.
The other Gabby. The other Gabby.
I was gonna say, is that Gabby?
That's so fun when you see Sir Gabby you're playing Farmer.
Playing that, bro.
Maybe soon.
Able to finish him down. Ball going down. That frog is also going down. Now Selfie.
You guys got some
back
hype
on the
casting here
onslaught.
too. I love
Selfie
this.
going with the ball. UJ's managed to take the ball.
So something really interesting happened there is he threw the ball away and just saved his team all of that damage. So again, there's like these tiny little things that doesn't look like much, but end up adding up to the entire round. Yeah, this is cool.
But another good skill here coming in from UJ. It is now Gabby really handling that and Bibbs. No one is.
Oh, that's Bibbs.
That was
That's
you?
Bibbs.
Yes, sir. That was one.
Oh, I know why we played this clip now. I see why we played this
highlight.
clip.
Yeah, that's my highlights.
All right. And it's just this is just the bib scoring montage.
Yup, I think so too.
Thanks for back-end people, bro. I didn't know they created this clip.
I mean, you were on fire on that that day, dude.
Where you-
Oh, that was nice.
Ooh.
That was really all right. You guys are pretty good.
On the back, and he dashed in. He was able to
Have we played you yet, Bibs?
Not yet.
All right,
I
let's
bet,
do
but
it.
I want to.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Your
Hey.
team's looking pretty good here. Oh, and I say that as you guys lose this round.
Alright.
I mean,
Yeah.
not to brag, Chandler, but they lost to our guild, so
Okay.
Alright.
All right.
We will have a rematch with you
I'm
guys.
not saying that we're better, but
Yo, this is some great defense right here.
yeah, it is.
Oh no!
Let's go.
A better
But their
tank
team is
wins.
really good. Your team, your guild, you guys know what you're doing, and you really love Hot Paws so much that I don't want to play with you.
We have a guy named Bard that plays Hot Paws, and he doesn't do damage at all. Like he literally just plays the ball and
wow.
plays defense. And yeah, he'll go an entire game doing like 500 damage.
What?
He wins.
But he's the
He wins.
striker. Yeah, the tank striker, right?
He wins.
The
Sexy
scorer
shots
one.
coming from Bibs.
Wow.
Yeah. So for sure in the future, Chandler will be having a lot of tournaments that our community should look for in the future, and abangan. What's the English of abangan, Bibs?
No, I didn't know that.
Look out for.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Senbu. And maybe last question for me, Chandler. I mean, you as the CEO of this game, as a busy person, like what would you, maybe you have a one last say to our community, or you want to invite them, you want to share what updates, or what I mean, I forgot to ask this question because I'm a phone user also. Do we have a Sparkball in our cell phone in the future? Will
In
it
a what?
be, in our phone or in our
A mobile version.
Oh, a mobile version.
I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay, so we get
Thank
asked
you,
this a lot. So I can say for sure, Sparkball will be on Xbox at the very least. That's already confirmed. We're good there.
Ooh.
It will highly likely be on PS5 as well.
Mhm.
So we'll be, and Sparkball also works on Steam Deck and Rogue Allies. I think I saw someone from YGG post
Yeah.
Rogue Ally as well.
Bastille and Steffi, they're actually using Rogue Ally in playing Sparkball.
Yeah, so if you have one of the little handheld consoles, it does work on that, which is really cool. Like you can play it on a train, which is really, really cool. As for a mobile version, the answer is yes in a very long time from now.
Okay.
Just general rule of game dev, you like
Yep.
if you don't have a ton of money for marketing, you should not launch a mobile game. Like just like you're gonna get outspent essentially. So the entire idea is that mobile will probably come about a year after the main game launch. Because people have to fall in love with the game first, and then that way we don't have to spend $100 million on marketing in order to move forward. So yeah, definitely we'll go PC first, but mobile will come. It will.
All right, that's a good news for our PS5, Xbox players, and also our OG players here in our community. And some of them are playing right now. Our community.
They actually play.
We'll pop in
They
and see.
need 2 more players, guys. Join them.
I got it.
Join them now.
Miken is inviting. He needs one more.
So UJ's is playing. Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, there
hey.
you
All right. You're playing without us, huh?
go. Yeah, why are you guys not inviting us?
You're not inviting us. That's so unfair. But yeah, I think we're already in the top of the hour. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Chandler, for giving us your time and explaining the upcoming Zero Lunch of Sparkball. We're really looking forward to this game, and we're really looking forward to this season. Any shout outs, any last messages you can give to our community?
No, honestly, guys, this is always a blast. If I gotta wake up early, like I'm glad it's with you guys hanging out. Sil and Steffi were just as fun. So I've enjoyed absolutely everything we've done with YGG. It's been a blast. I mentioned this at the start, but like just seeing people excited about playing Sparkball is everything I could ever ask for. So I give the same speech at the end of every AMA space, everything. Sparkball literally exists because of community people who just kept encouraging us to keep going. It's like a very small, it was like 10 people tops that just kept saying, go, please finish this, please make it. We support you. I'm going to show up to every test. Our lead designer behind Sparkball was a person who showed up to every play test for like 2 years straight. So that gives people some hope of like, go play test games, go support people. But I say this all the time, even if it's not Sparkball, I don't care if it's Sparkball, find a community, find a game that you love being in, and let those people know how much you love being in it. Because it makes a difference. Every dev wants to hear that. All someone needs is like 5 hardcore supporters, and beautiful things happen. So find a community to get a part of, even if it's not Sparkball, and just let people know that you love it and support it. And yeah, let's play games. Like it's exciting. So let's do it.
And with that being said, let's play Sparkball. Hey!
I mean, I'm seeing Sparkball in every ads in the future, I think.
Yeah.
That's how I'm bullish on this
I'm
game.
still hearing it, bro. Yeah.
Me too. Well, yeah. So after this one, for sure, a lot of our communities will create a match with Sparkball, and hoping that we can play with you also, Chandler.
Yeah,
and
let's do it. Yeah,
your
100%.
team, and yeah, me and Bibs will think about on different ways on how we can finish up your devs. You know.
Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah.
You guys got about 4,000 hours to go to catch up on that one. We're ready. We're ready for sure.
I need 2 more birthdays with that. Okay.
Yeah. I like it.
And guys, that is all for today for our hangouts here in YGG. Thank you so much, Chandler, for joining us and sharing this valuable insights for the Zero Lunch, for the upcoming events, the tournaments, the esports, your favorite characters and all. And for sure, guys, if you don't want to miss some news on Sparkball, follow their Discord, follow their X account, and thank you everyone in our audience for your fantastic questions. And stay tuned for more updates and events from Sparkball, and have a great evening. I am Munchies, your host, and I'm with
Bibs. GG's, guys.
GG's. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Later, guys.
Peace.
Peace, everyone.